Jeff Bezos' wife donates over, ex-wife donates over $700 million to historic Black colleges. Is this like a tax write-off? Why would you do that? Is this money laundering? What's happening here? Mark my words, we will follow up on this in 6 months. There will be no difference. All of that money will go to balloon rides in Africa and Egypt, whatever they're doing. The kids will not be able to read. What was it? LeBron James opened the School of Dreams for all the Black kids, and none could read. Nothing happened. He just ended up shutting it down. What's the point in this? I really don't understand. Why would you do that? Is it to just be like, I'm a good person? Put a Black kid who can't read in your house and then have some crazy outcome. Like, that would help. I'd rather you help one than donate all this money and help none. Because it doesn't make it money. It's not money, you guys. We're very rich, okay? Unless you're in California, then we have nothing. I don't know what's happening here. Democrat leaders have millions of dollars. I love how, eat the rich, tax the rich, eat the poor, whatever they're talking about. And I'm like, why do we never reflect on these people, on these specific people that have acquired so much wealth? It's one thing as a Republican to acquire wealth when you're like, freaking love capitalism. It's another thing to preach socialism, but yet acquire all of this and then never give it back. I don't see all these people doing charities, giving money away. I mean, ironically, Billie Eilish has donated more money than literally all these people combined. At least she talks a lot of shit, but she, kind of does something here and there. But yeah, it's always funny. It's always the people making tons of money that want to take your money, not theirs. They have a lot of it. They want to take your money and take it away and disperse it to, I don't know, I think right back into their pockets. That's how it works. So we have Andrew Schultz comments on the hypocrisy of Democratic cults.
It's just
what
funny to me that
stance?
there are people that were happy Charlie Kirk got shot because
you're at work.
disagreed on opinions, and they're fighting for due process for people who are driving fentanyl into the country.
Yeah,
what the do we live in? Why do we have more humanity for people who are actually profiting off of killing Americans?
But you shouldn't be like those people.
What do I got to do?
Don't become what you hate.
Exactly. What do you mean?
You're Christian.
I hate people trying to kill Americans.
You hate people
trying to kill Americans. So if you're trying to kill Charlie Kirk, or if you're trying to bring fentanyl in here, I hate both of y'all.
This is just a crazy stance to do a show in. He looks like he's about to shoot porn. I'm like, I agree. I like the library setting. It really ups it. Yeah, no, I agree. How is that? But also, how is this something you disagree with? Yeah, we don't like people who kill innocent people, and we don't like people that bring in drugs into this country, which kill tons of, I'm not saying innocent, but Americans, right? We have a big drug issue here. But I'm like, how is that? He's like, you need to do better. What does he have to do better then? He has to do better than the cartels? Congrats, he is. Is he doing better than the guy that shot Charlie? Yeah, he is. Is he doing better than the traffickers? Yes. He's doing better than, what is this? It's like this throwaway line of like, you gotta do better, because you have no response to it. That's why you have to say stuff like that, because you can't agree, right? Who is the black guy? Charlemagne? What is a Charlemagne? I hear his name all the time now, but I don't know who he is. He does the shitty podcast with all the other black people, right? That have Ben Shapiro on randomly. And they're like, do you feel bad about being a racist Jew, or whatever they ask him? I don't understand. I don't know. He does a show. I've heard of it. I just don't watch it because it looks really bad. But he did ask the one lady if she remembered the 7 million stock trading, and she was like, no idea. And he was like, what do you mean by that? So that was a good moment for him. Brian Johnson talks about gaining his wealth and that he used to be poor, addicted to trying to stay alive. This was a great Jubilee debate. It was insane.
What does you, a person who's rich, who doesn't know what struggle is like, and who also talks about the fact that you use your own son's blood, have to add to us as humanity? It's really false of you to claim that people are focusing their life on dying, when really all of us are focusing on surviving. That's why we're here. Every one of us is here today because we're surviving. We don't go to McDonald's and think, oh, this is killing me. We go to McDonald's because we don't have enough time in the day.
So she, I don't know if you know who this guy is. He's like the crazy biohacker that's apparently 60 something, but he's like, I'm actually 23. But it's like, no, you look good, but you also look weird. You don't just look like you're very young. It's not, biohacking's not 100% there. But anyways, the liberal white woman goes on this whole thing of like, oh, you don't know what it's like to be poor, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes on to be like, so actually I couldn't afford clothing growing up. Yeah, listen to from him.
I didn't have money my entire life. I became an entrepreneur. I struggled for 14 years with no money whatsoever. So I understand what it feels like to have no money. I know what it feels like to be poor. So I've been through that. I also was chronically depressed for 10 years. I wanted to commit suicide desperately. I really would have committed suicide had it not been for my 3 kids. I felt like I had a responsibility to them. So I understand struggle. I understand pain. I was 50 pounds overweight. I was in a terrible shape. And so I understand what it's like to be that way. My argument is not to criticize you or anyone else. What I'm arguing is that companies have built their products to make you addicted and to make you
so
ill.
He's correct, obviously. The funny thing is he responds with all that and she's just like, you can just immediately defeated. She's just like, well, whatever. It's like, why do you guys always assume you're like the only one that struggled? I don't understand. People spend their whole lives building and working towards success, and then the second they have it, it's like all of a sudden their whole past was just wiped and everything was okay. I'm like, just because you suck today, it sounds like most of his life sucked. I'm like, why should he feel bad? He's literally, the crazy thing is people don't even understand. It's the same thing with free speech, same thing with the pandemic, COVID. I'm like, dude, some Republicans, we are literally fighting for you to have free speech to promote killing us. We fight for you to be healthy, for you to not have forced vaccines, for your children to not develop autism. It's like, we're always fighting for this stuff and no one fights harder against it than them. They're like fighting on behalf of Big Pharma, which is so crazy and they don't even realize it. I hate this victim mentality. This is very gay, but I literally wake up every single day and I'm like, this is the greatest country on earth. I get to live here. I'm in one of the best states, ran by a sociopath, yes. I'm like, anything I want to accomplish here it just goes on forever. I could literally do anything I want. This is the only place you can do it. We are so lucky. Even just switching from that mentality alone, your life will dramatically change. It literally will. This is how you're trapped forever. This is how you end up at a No Kings protest when you're 65 years old in your shitty rent-controlled apartment. That's how. I'm like, this guy also, I'm like, why don't you just shut up? He's giving you free advice. It's like when they were all debating Patrick Bet David. It's like, oh my God, the women, just shut the up. Literally.